Hi friends, Rightcareers welcomes you to another brand new video for this week. This is Sudarshan, your career coach. Before we get on to this week's topic, in case you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you so much, and in case you haven't, do click on the subscription button and also the bell button for instant notification of all videos. Moving on to this week's topic, we have taken a classic yet contemporary career, I should say. The topic for this week is careers in company secretaryship. Company secretaryship, or ACS as it's fondly called, is one of the popular career, I should say most popular career in India. Many students do prefer company secretaryship after their 12th standard itself, and company secretaryship in India is considered to be one of the senior most position in any company. So if you are a company secretaryship, if you are a CS or ACS, you are usually considered one among the senior members in any organization, be it private or government. Now, as per the Companies Act, now this is a very important stat that I am revealing. As per the Indian Companies Act, any private company with a minimum paid up capital of 5 crores rupees, INR 5 crores, should deploy a full-time company secretaryship as a part of the company. Now, why I am telling you this fact is because good old days there used to be company secretaries, but they usually are outsourced. You will have freelance ACS company secretaries who will help the company. But if you are a 5 crore paid up capital company, which is very common these days, you have to deploy a full-time company secretaryship. And why I am telling you this is because the importance of company secretaryship has grown over a period of time, and therefore the demand has also grown. Now, although the word company secretaryship has secretary to its nomenclature, usually a company secretaryship is neither a clerk, or neither does clerical work nor secretarial work. So what does a company secretary do is something which we will see. But before seeing what a company secretary usually does in an organization, we will see who is a company secretaryship. It's very important we understand who is a ACS. Now, a company secretary is someone who is considered to be an in-house legal expert and in-house compliance officer. Now, anything to do with legalities of the company, it's the company secretaryship who takes the responsibility. Anything to do with compliance. Now, what is compliance? Very simple. We live in India, right? So, India has its own laws, correct? And different laws are there which we have already seen before. One among that is company law. Now, anything to do with company law, anything on the compilation, on Companies Act is something a company secretary is responsible to. So therefore, to summarize, a company secretary is usually an in-house legal expert and an in-house compliance officer. That's the primary role of a company secretary. Also, a company secretary is usually expected to be good at or expertise in practices like company laws, corporate law, corporate governance, etc. Not only that, it's the company secretary who usually acts as the chief advisor to the board of directors. Every company will have a board of directors, right? Now, it's the company secretary who acts as the chief advisor to the board of directors for all the, issues related to corporate governance. So that's a very big role that a company secretary usually makes. And a company secretary is also responsible for various compliances, which we saw. So this is what a company secretary is made up of. Now, how do you become a company secretary? Eligibility to become a company secretaryship, you can quickly start after your 12th, irrespective of the group that you have taken. Usually people think that if I have to pursue company secretaryship, I have to take commerce group. No, on the contrary, it is not the case. You can still take science group, biology group, commerce group, and still start preparing for your company secretaryship. The only thing is you cannot be from a fine arts group. So if you are from any group after your 12th, you can start. Now, how to start? There are 3 levels, right? Now, before that, who governs company secretaryship? It's an institute called ICSI, similar to ICAI, which we saw for chartered accountancy. ICSI is Institute of Company Secretaryship of India. Now, they govern the entire examinations. It's basically a body, right? Now, after 12th, there are 3 levels: the foundation level, the executive level, and then the professional level. Now, after 12th standard, you can take a formal 8 months course and start appearing for the foundation level. Now, once you complete your foundation level, you can then start applying for the, preparing for the executive level. Now, executive level is usually the preparation takes 2.5 to 3 years. even if you're not from a foundation background, if you have not cleared foundation background, if you have cleared graduation in any subject, you can still take executive level. Once you clear the executive level, you can take the professional level, which is the final level we call. And the eligibility for professional level is pass in executive level of examinations. Now, more importantly, you also need to undertake 70 hours of compulsory IT training as a part of the program, even before you apply for your executive level, which means after your foundation level, you got to take 70 hours of IT training before you enroll for the examination. So these are the eligibility criteria. So once you clear the professional examination, you are given a certification, you are a certified company secretary, you can practice as a company secretary. So that's how it works. Now we'll move on and see what role does a company secretary do in any organization. As I told you before, a company secretary does whole lot of things. We will see from different perspective. First, we will see the role of company secretary from the Companies Act perspective. From the Companies Act, what does a company secretary do? If you want to start a company, for example, right, with a paid up capital of 5 crores, it's the company secretary who will incorporate it. Incorporate is registration. So right from registering the company, incorporating the company, giving that, getting it legalized, recognized from various body, patents, trademarks, etc., is usually taken care by company secretary. Not only that, a company secretary prepares a legal document, validate the legal document, and also maintain the legal document. So this is exactly what a company secretary primarily does when it comes from Companies Act perspective. Not only that, it's the company secretary who monitors the share allotment. Obviously, when you list yourself in Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange, the shares will be allotted to various members, right? It's the company secretary who monitors the allotment. And also, like the way we submit our returns, annual returns, every company also need to file annual returns. And filing of annual returns, complying with that and filing of annual returns and submitting annual returns is usually done by company secretaryship. And not only that, finally, a company secretary also, I told you, they act as a advisor to the board of directors. So whenever a board meeting happens, it's the company secretary who gives invitation or intimation to all the members to come and attend the meeting, take notes, submit the minutes. So this is exactly what a company secretary does from a Companies Act perspective. From a Companies Act, we will now see what a company secretary does from an Income Tax Act perspective. A company secretary also plays a very important role from an income tax perspective. Now, every month when you receive your salary, you will have some good things, some not so good things to see also. The good things obviously is the money that comes in. Not so good things is something which a company deducts from your salary as a part of tax, right? It's called TDS, tax deducted at source. Now, it's the company secretary who actually monitors whether a company deducts tax from us. Not only that, the company in turn has to pay that deducted tax to the government. It's the company secretary who follows up with all these things, ensures that the tax is deducted from the employees, and ensures that the management properly pays those deducted tax to the government. So that's done by a company secretary. They also work on some other act also. We saw what they do from income tax perspective, what they do from Companies Act perspective. They also do from other acts perspective that includes acts like FEMA, labor law, competition law, environment law, etc. So they are wholesomely responsible for various legal and compliance thing in the company. Now, once you are a company secretary, what are the various types of job opportunities that you have in CS? Definitely, you can become a company registrar. We saw what a registrar does, incorporation and dissolving of companies done by registrar. So you can become a registrar, you can become a legal advisor, you can become a chief administrative officer of any company, corporate planner, and definitely member of the board. So these are some of the areas that you can make a career when you pass out a company secretaryship. And finally, to conclude, the role of company secretaryship is definitely on the rise. Courtesy the new act that has come, definitely on the rise. There's a huge demand for company secretaryship profile with the increasing number of startups and entrepreneurship, new companies, new ventures coming up. The role of CS has become more relevant and more demanding in nature. And if you are looking at a very compelling and a secured and a stable career, I would give a huge thumbs up to this career called company secretaryship. And in case you have any further doubts on how to pursue, where to pursue, etc., do ping us. All the details are there beneath this video. And until next Monday with another brand new video, see you all. Take care and have a great Tamil New Year ahead. Wish you all a very happy Tamil New Year and let prosperity bring to all of us. Thank you so much.